Hi guys, good afternoon. I hope you had a good week. Let's begin to analyze what happened this week and what you can expect in the following week. So let's start with Nifty and Bank Nifty. Now, if you notice the weekly chart on Nifty, we are getting signs of further bearish movement, right? Now, that doesn't mean that it will fall immediately next week. It is possible that it could make a bullish candle or a sideways or an inside candle next week and then continue to fall, or it could fall immediately, but not really bullish signals, right? So direction is bearish, but if you see here, we have a piercing candle on the daily chart, which means there could be a pullback and then further downside, right? Unless the market really breaks 11,190, then it would be an upside move. Then I would call this as a fake breakdown. But for now, I'm expecting further bearish movement, but after a pullback on Nifty. So maybe Monday, Tuesday market might go up, and then towards the second half of the week it might come down, or just a spike and start to fall. But that's the view on Nifty, pullback and then further bearish movement. Now let's see Bank Nifty. Similar scene, only thing on a daily chart here we have an indecision candle. In Nifty we had a piercing candle. So stronger bearish movement here. Bank Nifty looking strongly bearish, so most of the banking stocks should also continue to be bearish. All right, let's begin with the analysis of, let me share with you the list of trades stocks that I've identified, which I'll be focusing on the next week. Right, let's start with Adani Power. Here you can see that there was a breakout in the month of July, and then we have seen continuous pullback. So this is more of a flag pattern. You can see this exact level is the breakout level. If you draw the trend line, you can see this is where the breakout happened, and price has gone and retested now the same level, right? So I'm expecting this to be bullish, but we need a stronger confirmation. Now there is a rejection and a bullish engulfing, but then previous trend was sideways for a bit, so that's why I'm looking at a stronger confirmation, a break above these highs. A body dominating candlestick close above this high would be the signal to start buying, but this is to be on the watch list because of the flag pattern. It should be moving upwards. Also, if you check Fibonacci, we have seen a correction of 38.2%, right, which is what we were looking for in moves which break out after this whole consolidation, right? So bullish on Adani Power. Here, Bank of India again bullish, bearish. You can see the breakout of this strong range has happened, but the pullback is not yet done. So this is bearish, but after a pullback. All right. So you can see there's an engulfing. Price might retest 67.5 and then start to fall. So be careful. Although this is bearish, but after a pullback. Bata, if you see, is bullish on both weekly and daily. Last week itself we had a buy on this, so this week there was a minor retracement and price has closed above the high. All right, so those who could not enter this week, you have a good entry next week. We have a daily confirmation also that the trend is starting. So Bata is a bullish stock for next week. Berger Paints has not really done much of a pullback. It is so strong that in spite of Nifty falling, it maintained a small movement. It's an inside candle, suggesting that we should be looking at further upside on Berger Paints. I haven't included Axis Bank because Asian Paints, because it might be doing some more pullbacks. It doesn't have a stronger confirmation. Berger Paints has a stronger move. Britannia again, we're looking at bullish movement on Britannia because on the weekly time frame, if you see, we have reached a 200-day moving average and we have a nice reversal pattern here with a long rejection, which is exactly what we need at a support like this. So this is a good sign to buy and hold this stock. So it should be starting its uptrend from here. C8 on the other hand, if you see, has fallen, pullback, and now again a rejection, showing we are looking at further downside. Right, so this is bearish. You just have to know that the nearby stop target would be the nearby lows, which is around 729. Right, so that should be a target, but we are bearish on this. Godrej Consumer, you can see that we had a buy signal when this candle had formed, but in the last 2 weeks it has shown us that we are looking at a breakdown of the support, the 200-day moving average. So the candle has actually closed below, not much of a rejection. Daily would give further information on this. So daily is showing that we are looking at further downside. So we had a confirmation here itself on 14th of August, then some movement. If you get a better entry at 620, that would be ideal because of the rejection. 4 hour would be a clearer picture. Yeah, so entry would stay around 615 to 628 is the range where you would get the entry for Godrej Consumer Products. Right, so this you should target for next week. Sell, but after pullback. HDFC is looking bullish. We had the breakout and then a pullback. A clear example of a breakout of the resistance and pullback to the resistance. Actually, the right term for this is throwback. So anyways, let's continue with the analysis. Daily chart gives us a piercing formation. Weekly chart shows us rejection and also breakout pullback. So good stock to buy for next week. Hexaurum Technologies is looking bullish. Last week itself it had a body dominating close, but it was an inside candle. Now this week again hasn't broken out the range, but you can see that it's showing good signs of movement. So you might expect a sudden upward move on this, just like what happened here. So this should be a good buy to just hold. Hindustan Unilever is looking good, testing resistance, playing at the resistance actually. We're just looking at a breakout here. This is a buy for me, but after a pullback, right? You might see a spike or a pullback to about 1822 and then enter the trade. IDFC First Bank, if we look at this, you can see that price has done a pullback of exactly 50% and then formed a bearish engulfing on the weekly chart, right? So you can first target 40.85 and then the low of 35.9. Then we have Indigo, which is looking bullish. Price has started its upward move. There was a gap up this week, a retest of the support, and then again the market pulled up. So that's a very strong sign that you can see this on the daily chart more clearly. Very strong sign that we're looking at further upside on this. So this should be a good buy for next week. Infi is also looking bullish. IT stocks are overall looking bullish. You can see weekly chart has closed above the last couple of swings. And we have a rejection on the daily chart. So although this is bullish, you will get a better entry to buy. So 787 is the target price for an entry on the buy side for Infi. Kajaria Ceramics breakout, then price went sideways, and now a signal of reversal, continuation of downtrend, right? So this is bearish for obvious reasons. NHPC looks pretty good because it has done, there's a textbook example of Fibonacci golden ratio retest, so 61.8% and then an indecision, right? So obviously wait for a confirmation on the lower time frame before you sell, but the price is ideal. This is where we expect it to start to fall. Just wait for a close below this support, or if you get a stronger confirmation after a slightly more pullback. NIIT Technologies, like I said, IT stocks are looking good. This one also has broken the recent range. Resistance is broken. So we're bullish on this. This is a flag formation. You can look at further upside movement on NIIT Technologies. PVR is breakout pullback. Now we have a morning star, a strong confirmation. So I'm expecting this to be bullish. Only thing is there is resistance at 1541. So need to be careful of that. That should be the first target, 1539, and then at 1588. So it has resistance, but it is bullish. So pullback would give you a good entry. Even on the lower time frame, if you see 1580 is the next target, right? So we can buy until here. Once this resistance is broken, then the uptrend would start. Ramco Cements has moved up, tested the support couple of times, and now we have a strong rejection candlestick indicating that we should be looking at further upside on this. And we also saw a retracement of 50%. Right, so this is a good signal, good sign for the market to continue its upward move. That's why I'm bullish on this. Reliance Industries is also giving bullish signal. We had gap up the previous week, price went till the low of last week, and then again pulled back up. So strong signs, but you have to check the lower time frame before you enter into this. So if you see here, we had an engulfing today, indicating that market is ready to move upwards. Similarly, Tata Global Beverages, you can see we were bullish on this earlier as well. It did pull back, and now we can expect further upside. First target would be so it has resistance nearby, so it might go slowly, but every pullback you can buy. 277, then we have at 285, then we have at 300. So you have to be careful with terms of the targets. Better to let it give you a good entry, so you can enter and exit at the resistance. TCS again looking bullish, but it has nearby resistance at 2294. So ideal way to enter this would be if you get a pullback, because otherwise the risk to reward would not be suitable. Union Bank broken out of a range recently, did not do much of a pullback. Now you might see a pullback and then a further fall. So direction is bearish, with Bank Nifty being bearish and the stock breaking out of the range. But there may be a pullback until say about 61 or 62. So you could plan your short entry on this accordingly. Then we have UPL, which is showing rejection for the last 2 weeks. This is although we have resistance, but it is showing strong signals of further upside, the starting of the upside movement. The reason being that for the last 2 weeks we are seeing rejections. Now if you see daily chart, it is making a double bottom. So the confirmation would be a breakout of this range, this resistance. Voltas, if you see, we are looking bullish now, both on daily and weekly, but we have nearby resistances to be broken. Alright, that's it. These are the stocks that I've shortlisted for next week. I'll be checking only these. For entries, exits, and other details about these stocks, as I take the trades, I'll be posting them along with the premium price for the option trades on the Facebook group, the Hexaurum Traders group. So those of you who are part of that can get the entries through that group, right? And other than this, we just finished the live trading sessions for the month of August. Those of you who could not attend it, please try and join the live trading session for the month of September. All right, that's it for now. Thank you guys. Have a good trading week and see you guys next week. Bye-bye.